Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. As you can see from the intro there, I really like operations that give me premium time. I often go for them. And I didn't really intend this time in February to be playing much in the line of operations. I intended to slow down a little bit and not pay too much attention to operations because, you know, I wanted to do some other things, and I've been getting along quite nicely in World of Tanks, and I've actually gradually been building up a buffer. So I have videos pre-uploaded. So this game took place on Tuesday, Pancake Tuesday, one before Ash Wednesday, and they will be shown on Friday. So it's the previous Tuesday, it's the day you'll see it. And part of the reason that I wanted this buffer of videos is to account for the period where something in real life will either interfere or I just failed to get a video up because of a breakdown sort of in the internet, congestion or whatever. I've always been trying to do this actually always throughout my sort of YouTube career, but a lot of the time when I was caring for my mother, real life interfered a lot more often, so my buffer often got soaked into, and I had to spend the occasional late night just getting a video ready, or even getting the gameplay together to get something to show. However, I have a reasonable amount of gameplay to show at the moment, and I've managed to get some buffer into the videos. However, I was started off Tuesday morning. I was having a few games. Just in the morning, after breakfast, just have a couple of games, and I said, right, I'll stop after 4 or 5 games, and then I'll go on and do whatever I plan to do for the day, which is mostly housekeeping stuff that I'd been neglecting for a while. And I just flicked through the Ops tab, and I noticed that I had completed the American section for Wargame Op, which was the free premium time. And it was a sniper medal, and when I'd looked that up, first I'd misread it. I thought you had to do the Top Gun and the Steel Wall and there was an and. You have to do them all to complete it, but you don't actually, you only do one or the other. I thought, well, that's easy, I'll do that, no problem. We'll do the British one next, sniper medal and British tanks, no bother. About 5 hours later, I had completed the British Op, and I actually completed the British Op for about probably an hour before I realised, or maybe 5 games, certainly 40 or 50 minutes before I realised it, because it just broke my heart. I really had a tough time completing the operation with British tanks. And I was getting frustrated, and it showed in my gameplay as well, despite the fact that I had some good games. But I'm also very stubborn like that, so when I start doing something, I decided that I want to finish it, and I don't finish it today, and that's it. There's no more messing. I'll do something else tomorrow. So I wanted this thing done. I wanted it done in one go, and I wanted it out of the way. But the British tanks, yeah, they gave me a very hard time. And I didn't get the sniper medal at the end. I finished it with one of the other medals, as you'll see when this game finishes. And because I had been so frustrated by it, and had been searching for the sniper medal for so long, I actually played another 4 or 5 games of British tanks before I realised I'd actually completed the British section of the operation. I was a bit like the story about the guy who was told that there was a pebble on a beach that would turn base metals to gold, and he spent the whole night, a day and a night, checking every pebble against an iron ring that he was wearing, and by morning he discovered that the ring had turned to gold, but he had no idea which pebble did it. So here's the first of my many dodgy decisions. There's 2 tank destroyers behind me, and I start wander off down this way for no particularly good reason. But fortunately enough, we're being capped, so I thought, right, there's somebody in the cap circle. So I'm going to come up this way, and I'm going to take the person in the cap circle from a different direction, because there's other people coming up the other roads. But it turns out the guy in the capture is going down there beating up that light tank. So I drive all the way around here for nothing. And this goes on a good bit in this particular game. So we come around here and then I light up 2 tanks. One to the south, one over here. And I said, right, we're going to go for the D-29. Because he's distracted, he's not looking at me. And I'm going to stay ahead of the heavy coming up behind me. Plus I wouldn't fancy taking the T-29 on my own. They are a very tough tank and it takes a lot of tuning to get rid of it, and we get rid of it with a bit of assistance from the artillery. And then I spot the light tank coming around the back of the palace, or whatever it is, into the parkland there just by the river and facing the Eiffel Tower, and we come around looking for him while everybody else goes chasing the heavy tank. So my obsession with this this day of premium finished up costing me actual gold, but I'd probably have spent it anyway on something at some stage over the course of the year, because I finished up buying a Swedish premium tank, because again I'd only a Czech tank, and trying to do it with one tank is very frustrating, especially since the only thing I had was the T40, which is it's an okay tank. It's a decent tank, but it's got complete paper for armour. So it can be quite difficult to make an achievement of this nature, or any of the ones required in a tank like that. And having more than one tank just speeds up the process, because if you lose, you can just quit the game and roll out in the other tank. Here again, I go chasing something far away and ignoring stuff that's nearby, and we're running out of tanks. We were 2-1 up not long ago, maybe 2 minutes ago, and we're now 1-1. This is quite interesting here as well, because that KV-1 was doing a reasonable job of handling his armour until I joined the fight, and then we see him here behind me, just sideways on, face to face with an M6. Well, he paid the price for it. So, and now it is me and an artillery versus a tank destroyer, and I have no idea where this tank destroyer is. But somebody's pinging the map over there, so I'm thinking, okay, we'll have a look over there. We'll come around the back, because a lot of stuff has been going around the plaza here, around this central area, and there's a good chance there's a tank destroyer. He might be facing that way, or he might be facing south, where the artillery was last seen. So I'm coming around, approaching the cap circle, think, will I spot him? Where is he? I have no idea at this point, and I didn't even look to see what he was, and it's one of those T-28 HTCs, which are a really nasty tank, and without premium I would probably have very little chance of pinning it from the front or the forward parts of the sides. If I can get the rear sides or the back of the tank, I would have a good chance, but I just kept moving. I thought he might chase me, and I would actually be in trouble, because I don't think they're that slow. They might be slower than the Boilermaker, but he could have still caught me on the straight coming down. But I thought he was going to tuck into that corner again, because it was a place where you just couldn't approach him without being seen. And I was also a bit concerned that the artillery didn't have a line of sight, or didn't have a shot on that corner. But he probably does. He's certainly assuring me that he does. So we approached the corner with some trepidation, and we're here, and he's no sign of him. So he's not behind that wall. He has moved. And he'd actually moved to anticipate me coming around the other way, I suspect. And we got him. So, 4 kills and 17 damaging ribbons, which translates into 2,300 damage, but more importantly, we get a high caliber. First class mastery as well is nice, but the high caliber was the important one. And I didn't realise it at the time. I was so fixated on a sniper medal that I played another 4 or 5 British tanks before I realised that I'd completed the British section and moved on to the next tank in the series, or the next set of nations in the series. So there'll be a few more of these videos next week, highlights of these battles, because there were some good highlights, and I will share them with you. And like I said, I bought a Swedish premium tank, so we'll have a look at that as well. Thank you for watching the video, and if you liked it, please consider giving it a like, and if you haven't already done so, give the channel a subscription, and I will catch you all again soon. Bye.